Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I saw this tweet from CoinDesk earlier, and it's something that ErisX does not get near the press that Fidelity Digital Assets and Bakkt get. But for those of you that don't know, ErisX is also in the background. We've talked about how Bakkt and Fidelity, as well as SBIVC, are all planned to, they're supposed to go launch in around March. Well, ErisX is one that's kind of running in the background, but ErisX is also backed by some major Wall Street people, including TD Ameritrade, as well as NASDAQ, I believe, and many others. Well, this says crypto trading firm ErisX Digital has hired a COO from megabank Barclays and a head of infrastructure from YouTube. And so these guys, I believe, are going to be pretty massive. And so this is one to keep your eyes on right here, ErisX Digital. Moving along, but I just wanted to mention here before I leave this, they're not hiring people from Barclays and YouTube for no reason. This is just another indicator of what's to come. Got this from Sergeant Obi-Wan. Korean central bank study, issuing digital currency poses financial risk. And then he says, bail-ins, they are coming. Institutional banks are going to have a hard time. And then here's the article, and this is the one about the Korean central bank study issuing the digital currencies as a financial risk. I just wanted to read you a little bit of this. It's kind of funny. This is talking about the study. It found that if the public could access the theoretical digital currency directly, commercial banks' demand deposits or reserves could be reduced, leaving them with a cash shortfall. That could eventually force them to compensate by raising interest rates on loans, the central bank explained. This has a negative effect on financial stability, which increases the likelihood of bank panic, in which commercial banks are short of cash reserves to pay out depositors, the report states. What they really mean is it's not increasing the likelihood of a bank panic. What they really mean is digital assets would prevent the central banks from being able to lie to the public anymore. And this guy says it pretty well. This was a tweet that I just happened to notice after I read this, if I can get it to come up. This was in reference to a CNBC article that said capitalism basically is not working for the majority of people, hedge fund billionaire Ray Dalio says. And he says, Ray is wrong. It is the central bank fiat fractional reserve system that is not working for the majority of people. We need a monetary revolution to prevent political elites from printing themselves free USD and falsely calling it capitalism. And that is what this article is really about, is if you all of a sudden have a digital asset that cannot be printed at will, these guys can no longer control the situation. All of a sudden, the power is put in the hands of the people. Their money can no longer be destroyed by these people to make themselves rich, and they can no longer screw us, period. It's as simple as that. And that is why I've said before, digital assets represent financial honesty and transparency. And for this reason, the cat's out of the bag. You're not putting this genie back in the bottle, period. These guys, they're trying their best to figure out how to wrap their arms around this. I believe ultimately they're going to realize that there is no wrapping your arms around this. Digital assets are about to save the world financially. That's what I believe. Next, I wanted to show you this. This is from Anthony Pompliano. Wells Fargo's system is shut down right now. Bitcoin never shuts down. And when he says Bitcoin, I think digital assets. Wells Fargo is currently experiencing server problems. No one can access online banking to check accounts. ATMs are not displaying balances, and bankers cannot make changes on anyone's accounts. Tellers are also limited on capabilities. I'm a banker here, no FUD, and manager has stated it's nationwide. Love having firsthand experience with the inefficiencies in banking. Pretty amazing. Okay, moving on. All right, now this is worth showing you because it reminded me. This is a good thing to show you all right now, especially in a bear market. Cheers, CZ Binance withdrawal limit via Binance JE 100 BTC per 24 hours. It would be great if wallets. Well, I'm not interested in this. What I'm interested in is showing those of you this. In the past, I've told you that when you first what you need to be focused on in this bear market is making sure that when we do enter a bull market and when you are able to cash out and you do get to a price where you're ready to cash out, you need to be focused on making sure that you have those exit ramps now while we're in this bear market, because once a bull market starts, there can be log jams. In the past, there's been log jams where you can't get things approved. Getting approved to have the equivalent of a 100 Bitcoin withdrawal on Binance, that approval in a bull market in the past has taken much, much longer, and you don't want to find out that there's a log jam when the price of your digital asset hits the point where you want to sell out. Last thing you want is to not be able to take it out if that's what you want to do. And so you need to be setting these things up now and ask yourself, go through the whole process the same way that there has been an entire process to be able to buy XRP. You need to go through that same mental exercise and assume that whatever the amount you're wanting to cash out in your initial cash out, whatever that figure is, you need to go through that mental exercise and say to yourself, okay, if I had, let's say $500,000, if I had $500,000 worth of XRP to cash out today, how would I do it? Could I do it? That's what you need to do. And that's why I wanted to show you this, to remind you. Okay, next, I wanted to show you this. I've talked to you a decent amount about Holochain. Well, for those of you that do not know much about it and you would like to, they're doing an Ask Me Anything. The Holo people, a couple of these guys are the executives, and they're doing it today at 1 o'clock on their YouTube channel. And their YouTube channel is Holo. And so just go to YouTube and go to Holo, David Atkinson, Mary Camacho, and I think there's one other guy. Okay, moving along. Ripple adds, this is from Forbes today. Ripple adds 11 new university blockchain research initiative partners to fund research and education. Now, folks, I don't know if I've ever really told you what my opinion is on this, but I'm going to show you right now. These are the institutions that Ripple has just added. So these guys, Ripple is more or less contributing money, I guess, to these universities to do research for blockchain. Now, so Carnegie, look at the list of these. I mean, these are major universities. And what's important about this, and here's what this is the Ripple introduces University Blockchain Research Initiative. I've shown you this before. These were the initial schools that they were doing it with. They're all over the world, some of the finest institutions that there are. Ripple's committed over $50 million in funding, subject matter expertise and technical resources. First wave of university partners. Anyway, here's what this is really about, in my opinion, because Ripple, the people at Ripple are very smart, and they know that the smartest people at the best universities around the world will hatch some of the most genius use cases for XRP that the world has known. And so this is so genius the way this is set up, because you know what I believe is this is how they're going to feed use cases and ideas to Xpring. Now, this is me talking. This is not Ripple talking. I'm just telling you. Xpring, which is Ripple's incubator for XRP, for new XRP use cases, well, I mean, does it make any sense? You've got all of these universities. I think they've got more than 20 universities around the world with smart students that are working on blockchain ideas. If you had new use cases springing up out of springing up, no pun intended, out of the blockchain initiative there with all these universities. Where do you think those ideas are going to be fed to? It would be real smart to feed them right into Xpring, wouldn't it? Or I say Xpring, it's actually pronounced Spring, sorry. But anyway, I just wanted to pass along that thought pattern. And finally, what did I have here? Oh, I wanted to give a shout out here. Digital Nomad Investor is apparently, he has apparently created some XRP jerseys. The new 2019 Spring XRP jersey is in. Layered graphics front and back. These are quick dry jerseys, not t-shirts, and sublimated printing, not silk screening. And he had sent this to me, and so I wanted to let you know about it. And just so you know, this is what I've told you this week, and I've told you in the past. I'm not getting paid for this. This is a person in the XRP community who is adding to adoption and making people aware of XRP and Ripple. And for that reason, I'm giving him a shout out. So go get his jersey. He tells you at the bottom here, I believe. Let's see. He says the jersey is $29.99 USD, $7.99 registered shipping and tracking number anywhere in the world. I added more layers to the printing this time. So go check him out. He's a Digital Nomad Investor at Digital Nomad INV, and you can get one of these jerseys. They look pretty darn cool. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and go get a Digital Nomad Investor t-shirt or jersey. Thank you for listening.